And plebs, today's deck profile a little bit late, sorry, but you know, it's kind of hard to get everything in time throughout the week and stuff. Normally Sundays are my deck profile days, but hey, we did them all the way up to yesterday. Anyway, that aside, we've got a little bit of a delay one here. It's the Kozmo Zoo list, the one of Kozmo Zoo deck that topped YCS Seattle. That's the one. So we've got a little bit of an interesting little yeah, it's there's some pretty cool ideas in here. So let's just go through it. So first of all, we've got the three of the big boss monsters. So Eclipser, Destroyer, and Forerunner. The really beefy sort of can't be targeted. That's kind of like the whole reason why this deck can give a lot of other decks some problems is because of the fact that you have like these massive beat sticks that can't be targeted in any way. I guess it's just a unfortunate reality that the best deck currently runs 4 Kaijus in the main as standard. Moreover, there's also Trident that can search with Broadbow, Whiptail, which outs as a non-targeted banish. So it seems like the meta's just got it in against Kozmo today. But regardless, Mr. Mason Blake over here managed to pilot this deck all the way up to well, the top cut here. So he came to top 32, and I would assume he lost out in Zoo, but anyway, I can't remember exactly what it was. Now, basically, it's a standard kind of Kozmo list that we sort of saw around about the summertime, maybe a little bit before that, honestly, because there's no Demise, but there's also no Fire King Island. So choosing not to play that, I guess he didn't want the Garnets or anything. Regardless, I mean, I don't really have too much to say about it, honestly, other than, you know, it's I wouldn't call it standard, but there is one really cool tech card here, and that is this pendulum monster here. It's called Performapal King Bear. It's a level 6 monster, Earth Beast Warrior with a level 7 scale, searchable. That's the whole point of this, is the fact that it's searchable. Now, if you've been paying attention here, well, what you'll notice is that this is actually got a very useful scale effect. So you can search this with Broadbow, activate it in the scale, and then what does the scale effect do? Well, once per turn during the end phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add one level 7 or higher monster to your hand that's either in your graveyard or face up in your extra. Can you see where this is going? You can see where this is going. So if you open something like E-Telly or Terratop or Tin Can, or some way to get to Tin Can, what you can do is that you can do your Terratop combo with the Invoker, getting the Broadbow, and then searching this guy out, and then making Trident, and ending with the Emerald play. And then with a normal summon still available, you summon Tin Can. Tin Can dumps Dart Destroyer to the graveyard, assuming you didn't actually get it. So you can dump all 3 of these big ships here, and you're going to be guaranteed to get at least one of them. Let's say you get Dark Eclipser, so now you have Dark Eclipser, you summon Dark Eclipser, but you also search out the Dart Destroyer in your hand, because this guy triggers in the end phase that you search with Broadbow, and you add the Dart Destroyer from your grave to your hand. Pretty cool, little, it's kind of interesting. Does that make Kozmo playable? Well, I'd best not give my opinion on that topic for now. But anyway, he also played 2 Slip Rider and 1 Dark Lady as well. 3 Rats, of course. 2 Farm Girl. Not too sure how I feel about maybe 2 Farm Girl. I think maybe I personally would have played like 1, because, I mean, you do have a fair amount of normal summons in this deck here. Terratop, of course, with the Tactomorg, and 1 Stormtrooper. Only one? Only 1. I guess you're not playing Fire King Island, so there's really no need to play more than 1, I guess, in that scenario. Then we got the Ghost Ogre, 1 Strawman, 2 Maxis, and Tin Can's, of course, the 1-for-1. Special out Tin Can. Sorry. Raigeki, triple terraforming, E-Telly, 3 Barrage. Barrage really good in this deck as well, because you have 3 terraforming, 3 Cosmotown, get a search, do your Zoo combo. That's really cool. A 3 D-Barrier, 1 Mojo, and 1 Emptiness. The extra deck is all a fairly standard Zoo lineup, playing 2 Broadbow instead of just the 1 here. Rank 3s, Breaksword, Totembird, Levier, and Invoker. Utopia package, Castel Emerald, Staples, and 1 Stardust Dragon for Starlight Road in the side deck. The side deck is 1 Whiptail, 2 Dark Hole. Probably forgot second that one. 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Clips as well. 3 Different Dimension Ground, and 2 Stardust, Starlight Road, sorry. And then finally 3 anti-spell as well for pendulum decks. So he came top 32. Definitely had to play through a lot of Zoo decks to get there. He did mention a couple of things here on the Kozmo Duelist Facebook page, which I'll link in the description down below, so you can ask him directly a bunch of questions. So he did mention some things like they said that he thought that King Bear was like really good, and it's the reason why he didn't play Call of the Haunted was because of King Bear here, the scale monster. Someone asked him why didn't you play Brain Research Lab, and he said he didn't really have time to test it. However, just because of the number of Kozmo towns he was drawing, it seemed like it was something that he probably should have tested, and it seems good in theory, but yeah, I guess he was just trying to make the deck as consistent as possible, and that's also why I didn't play too many any calls or too many traps. That just didn't win the game, so that's why he chose to play D-Bar, because it's the only one that's really like auto win. Like Emptiness as well, both of them can be fairly auto win if you resolve them. But yeah, not really much else to say, guys. This is your Kozmo 2017 deck list with Zoo cards. So yeah, YCS Seattle was pretty lit it seems. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.